How did Picasso invent Cubism? Imagine walking into an art gallery and seeing a painting that looks like it has been shattered into pieces, yet somehow still makes sense. This was the revolutionary approach that Pablo Picasso and his contemporaries brought to the art world in the early 20th century. To understand how Picasso invented Cubism, we must first look at the influences that shaped his artistic vision. In the late 19th century, artists were beginning to challenge traditional perspectives and techniques. The Impressionists, for example, focused on capturing light and movement rather than precise details. At the same time, African art and Iberian sculptures began to inspire European artists, including Picasso, who was fascinated by their abstract forms and simplified shapes. In 1907, Picasso created a painting titled Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, which marked a turning point in his work. This piece featured distorted figures and multiple viewpoints, breaking away from the conventional representation of the human form. The painting's radical style shocked viewers and signaled the beginning of a new movement. Around the same time, Picasso collaborated with fellow artist Georges Braque. Together, they developed the principles of Cubism, which involved depicting subjects from various angles and combining them into a single composition. This technique allowed them to present a more dynamic and fragmented view of reality. They often used muted colors and geometric shapes to further emphasize this new approach. Cubism can be divided into two phases: analytical cubism and synthetic cubism. Analytical cubism, which emerged first, focused on deconstructing objects into their basic forms and analyzing them from different perspectives. In contrast, synthetic cubism, which followed, involved the incorporation of different materials and textures, creating a collage-like effect. The impact of Cubism was profound, influencing not only painting but also sculpture, architecture, and even literature. Artists began to experiment with abstraction and non-representational forms, paving the way for future movements such as Futurism and Surrealism. In conclusion, Picasso's invention of Cubism was not a solitary act but rather a culmination of various influences and collaborations. His willingness to challenge artistic norms and explore new ways of seeing the world transformed the landscape of modern art forever. Through his innovative techniques, Picasso opened the door to a new era of creativity and expression.